Good morning. So, in continuation of the letter cutting that we have, so we are now going to make the curved line letters in the alphabet. So, as we have prepared the measurement for our paper or cartolina needed is 7.5 by 10 centimeters. So 7.5 by 10 centimeters. So the stem that we have used is 2 centimeters. So both sides 2 centimeters. On the upper portion of the paper, we still have to measure 2 centimeters, and also on the bottom part. So this time we're going to make our letter B. So what we're going to do is, after providing the stem for the upper portion as well as the lower portion of the paper, we need to find the center. So since we have 10 centimeters height, so we have 5 centimeter as the center, then offset top up on also on the down portion. So we have here our 2 centimeter stem and for the center of the letter B. So next is, so that we will know where are we going to place the needle of the compass, we have to position our ruler or whatever straight edge instrument. So this corner to this corner, we have to draw 45-degree angle, or else you may use your T-square and triangle 45 degrees so that you can get the 45-degree angle, so that you will find this position or location. And also on the lower portion of the our letter, we have to connect this corner to this corner, and you have to draw your 45-degree line, and also this line needed so that you can get the intersection of these two locations. So once you have located this point, you have to position your compass like this, and you have to draw an arc. So that one, and also transfer to this location, then draw your arc. Once you have drawn the outer portion of the arc, you may now adjust the positioning of the opening of the compass, so that your needle point of the compass will be here, this line, and you may now draw your arc so that this will be your, we are now done with our letter B. And once you are done, you may now get or remove the unnecessary portion of your letter B by simply cutting using the lines. So I am not going to use my ruler anymore. Just follow the lines, then careful on the curved portion of the paper or your letter, so that you will now get this portion and also the lower portion of your letter B. Okay, or else if you're not yet comfortable with the compass, you may use your scissors. So this one, just follow your outline. Okay, this is now our letter B. Okay, this is now our letter B. So next in line is our letter C. So our letter C, okay, so I have here, I already have drawn the 45-degree line. So I will just use darker line so that you will see it clearly. Okay, intersection, position your compass on this intersection or the needle of the compass on this position, then draw your arc. Be sure that you have placed the needle of the compass on the edge of the paper, then strike. Okay, so I have a little bit correction. Okay, so this one is the correct location of the arc. Then we have to draw. Okay, next is on the upper portion. Okay, so we have to adjust the needle or the pencil of the compass or the opening of the compass. Then on the upper portion, then you have to measure 2 centimeters from the 1 centimeter, I mean, so that we can now make our letter C. Or you may adjust, you may use 1.5 centimeters depending on the proportion of our letter. So I am now cutting the curved line of the letter C. Okay, so we have to remove the inner, or I am going to adjust this line. So this line, and you may use your cutter or scissors depending on how you are comfortable with the tools. So this is now our letter C. So next in line is our letter D. Okay, so as you can see, I have my lines already. Then what I am going to do is to position the needle of the compass on the specific location. Then I am going to draw the arc. Be sure that we have positioned the pencil of the compass on the edge of the paper before you will start your arc. Okay, so this one, then position, adjust. Okay, on the upper portion of the paper. Then this is now your letter D. Cut the unnecessary portion. So always use your ruler if you are not yet comfortable using the cutter. So this is our letter D. Okay, this now is the letter D. Next in line is our letter G, as in goat. So take note, I have here the paper. So I already have located the specific point where I am going to position the needle of the compass, this one. So strike your arc provided that you have positioned your pencil point of the compass on the edge of the paper. Then strike an arc on the upper portion, another arc. Okay, then once you are done, you have to adjust the position, the opening of the compass, position it on the line, then strike an arc, transfer at the top. Then this is now our letter G. Then I may now cut this portion, then another portion. So when cutting the center bar of the letter J, I have to use this intersection so that I can now get this, then cut. So what is very important here is patience. Okay, so I am maybe I am going to use my scissors. Okay, this one. So next in line is letter J, as in jar. So I have here the paper. Then I have already located the location where I am going to place the needle of the compass. Then position the edge of the compass with your pencil point. Then strike arc. Then next is another arc. Then this is now our letter J. So what we're going to do is I have to use 1.5 centimeter, another 1.5, so that I can get this line where letter J will be formed. Okay. So this is now our letter J. Next is letter O. So, letter O is position. Notice that I have prepared the intersections. So what we're going to do is to position our needle point of the compass on this specific location that we have located. Then, strike arc on the bottom portion. Then on the other side, okay, this is our letter O. Okay, so what we're going to do is to cut using our scissors. Be sure that we have to cut it along the line. And as for the inner portion, we have to use our cutter. So this is now our letter O. Then next is letter P. Our letter P. So in our letter P, as you can see, I have my legs or the stem of the letter on both sides. Then I have already located this 45 degrees projection. Then using the compass position, we have to take note that the pencil point must be on the edge of the paper. Then strike arc, then adjust. And Viola, this is our letter P. What we're going to do now, what we're doing now is removing the portion that is not included in our letter P. If you're comfortable, you may use your cutter, but if not, you are allowed to use your scissors, provided that you can do it, or you can get the curved portion of the letter. So this is now our letter P. Next is our letter Q. Our letter Q is the same construction of letter O, but we have to take note that letter Q has an additional feature compared to our letter O. Okay, so what we're going to do is to get this line. Then we have to measure or offset 1 cm, 1 cm, so that we can get the additional feature, or we can produce the additional feature of our letter Q, then take note, we have to use this 45 degrees. Okay, so this is now our letter Q. Just use your scissors if you're comfortable with it, or option, you can use your cutter. Be careful not to cut this, because this is our additional feature of the letter Q compared to our letter O. Okay, so you have to do it very carefully, or else your effort will be wasted once you will commit mistakes in cutting. You have to do it slowly but surely. Okay, this is now our letter Q. Then, next is our letter R. The same construction as in our letter P, but the same as in letter Q, we have an additional feature. So, I have here the location, then strike arc, then adjust. And as for the additional feature of our letter Q, we have to draw an inclined line connecting this location to this corner. Then, once we are done, we have to measure 2 centimeters just to satisfy the stem of the letter. Then, this is now our letter R. Using your straight edge instrument as well as your cutter, cut the unnecessary portion or the parts that is not needed in our letter R. Okay, so on the inside of the letter R, we have to also cut this also. Then you may use your scissors so that to remove this portion. And now we have our letter R. Then next, last 2 letters that we have not made is I have to make letter U first, because letter U is more simple compared to letter S. So just like this, and this is now our letter U. Just cut this portion. Okay, so this portion. Then this is now our letter U, as simple as that. And now the letter S, the finale of our activity, which I make this last because this is somewhat complicated compared to the other letters. So as you can see, I have here several locations. So what we're going to do is to project 45, this one. So therefore we have to locate 4 points in order for us to position our needle of the compass specifically. So take note where I connected the lines. Okay, so we have here 1, 2, 3, 4 locations. So using your compass, strike your arcs using these locations. Okay. Transfer, then another transfer, then transfer. Okay, then adjust the opening, this one, then adjust this one here, then this location, and now we have our letter S. So cut. So I have forgotten this portion, sorry. Okay, so this is now, or we can use our scissors just to be comfortable in the corner or the curved portion of the letter S. I hope that you have catch up with the positioning of the needle of the compass. So what is important here is the positioning where we are going to place the needle of the compass. So what you're going to do is, the technique is just use your 45-degree triangle, then specific corners where you're going to place the 45-degree triangle. And this is now our letter S. And as for the, just a suggestion, you may use another color of the paper so that you may add beauty to your presentation. Just tape or apply glue on your paper, then cut this letter so that it has so glue this your letter, then after, be sure that it has dried completely before cutting, so that your letter will look like this. So it will add beauty if you have your other color or outline of your letter. So once you are doing this, be sure that you also have removed the inner portion of your letter D. So get this one, but before you will be doing this, be sure that you have attached your letter on your base color, and this is how this will add beauty to your presentation. So just like that.